Hello everyone. Welcome back to the course of data structures using C language. This video is brought to you by Newton's group of institutions. This is Arvind Egireddy from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. In this video, we will discuss about queue implementation using static array. Now in this lecture, let us write a program to implement all the queue operations using the static array. As we have already discussed all the operations to perform on the queue theoretically, if you need not or if you did not watch the video, please go through the video. The link is provided in the description box. Now, we need to define the queue whose size for what we are using is hash defined. The size is nothing but the capacity and the size is 5. So this is what we call it as an preprocessor macro, which is nothing but a constant value. No one can change this value since the size of the queue is fixed. Now we need to declare one more variable, the global variable, which is of type integer with the variable name q, and its size is nothing but the capacity. Here we cannot directly pass the ordinary variables in the queue variable, but we can pass the macros because we have already discussed that the macros will be pre-processed before the compilation only. So all these variables, they initialize the value 5. So at the time of pre-processing itself, the capacity value will be replaced with the value 5. Next on the queue, if you need to perform any operations, all these operations can be performed only with the variables front and rear. So now what will be the initial value of the front and rear? This is our first question. So initially the front and rear will be pointing to the first location. In a static array, the index value always starts with 0. So the rear value need to be equal to 0. So we are initializing the rear value to 0. And we also need to initialize the front value to 0. Now we have to perform the queue operations, and what all the operations we perform on the queue, that we will be printing on the console. That is, we will print here. First, we can insert an element into the queue, and second operation is we can delete the element from the queue. Third operation, we can traverse operation, which is used to display all the elements in the queue. And the fourth operation, to exit from the program, we use the quit option. Now here we are asked to enter our choice. So for that we need to use the scan function, that is scanf %d address of any variable which is of type integer. So here ch is the variable which is of type integer and we are calling its address. So into the address of ch we are storing the value, choice value. So here we have to declare the value. So int ch. So all these things they print on the console. Then among all these options we will select one. Say suppose 1, 2, 3 or 4. Suppose if we choose other than these 4, then it need to give an error message that we need to write in the logic. Suppose if we choose other than 4, say 5, 6 or 9 or 100, whatever, or any ASCII value, we need to print an error message saying that it is an invalid input. And also here, whenever we try to run this particular program, this program will get executed only once. But our intention is we need to insert the elements, we need to delete the elements, we want to display the elements continuously, not one time. So for that, what we need to do? We need to write the logic. So in such a way that it is going to execute n number of times until we enter 4. So all the things we need to repeat continuously in a loop. So we need to use the loop, and the loop what we will be using is an while loop. Here in while it is 1 in the brackets we have written. So it is an infinite iteration. So these operations will be performed continuously since while of 1 is always true. So now when it will come out of the loop, whenever we enter the option 4, then we need to exit the program. So for that we need to do certain changes in the logic. Since in the program without switch for whatever the number we give, it is going to run continuously. So to make this logic work better or work properly, we need to use the switch case. So here switch of choice depends on the choice what we are calling. So switch of CH. Then in case 1, we use insert method we are calling, and for case 2 we are calling delete method, and for case 3 traverse method we are calling, and case 4 it is quit. That is, we are exiting from the program, which is a predefined function from stdlib.h file, and exit can take one integer value, either 0 or 1. Suppose if we enter other than 1, 2, 3, 4, then in a switch case we have default case which is present. So here we are printing the message very clearly that invalid input. So depending on the case we selected, the method will get executed. If it is case 1, insert method will get executed. If it is case 2, delete method will get executed. If it is case 3, traverse method will get executed. If it is case 4, exit method will get executed. And if we enter either other than 1, 2, 3, 4, then the default method will get executed. So here we have to write the body to all these methods. We have to write the body to insert method, delete method, and traverse method. First one is an integer function. So here whatever the elements we need to insert, that we need to collect, and of course it is not returning any element, so the return type is void. Since insert function is taking one element, that we have to pass here. So before calling the insert function, first we have to ask printf, enter the element you want to insert into the queue. Then we have to use the scan function. So using scanf %d ampersand item. So this item variable we have to declare. Where we are going to declare means we are going to declare here. If you can see here, we are going to declare the item variable. So item. Then we need to call the insert queue function. So here we are passing the item. It is taking integer as an argument and not returning any value. So here we can see void as our return type. Remember that for every function, prototype is also important in the C language. So whatever the functions we use, user defined functions other than main, what we use, we need to write their prototypes before the main function. So before the main function, we need to declare the prototype. And here there is no need to write the elements what we use in the arguments, but we need to mention its type. So here it is void insert queue of int. Okay. So now let us see the logic of the insert function. Here we cannot directly insert the elements. First we have to check whether the queue is full or not. Because if the queue is already full, then we cannot insert the elements into the queue. So here it is, we are checking if on some condition, that is on some condition. As of now, we are not writing that condition. So if the condition is true, then we are printing the queue is full. And here is the insert function else part. So else part is here. Here in the case, initially the front and rear, if you can see the front and rear, they are both pointing to the 0th location. So we can insert the elements into the queue by using only the rear variable. As we know that according to the algorithm, we are going to insert the elements from the rear end and we are going to delete the elements from the front end. Because in the algorithm, it is being clearly specified that insertion can be done by using only the rear variable. So here, whatever the elements we insert is read into the queue of rear. Because front and rear, which are equal to 0 and they are pointing to the first location. And suppose if we are inserting the element 10 into the queue using the variable rear, then the rear is pointing to the 0th location. So 10 will be placed here, which prints the message saying that 10 is pushed into the queue. And after that, we must move the rear position to insert the next element. So we have moved the rear to the position 1. So here simply rear value is increased by 1 using rear plus plus. So this is the logic for insertion. And suppose if we are inserting the element 20, 30, 40 and 50, then 20 will be placed here and the rear points here. If we are placing 30, 30 is placed here and rear points here. If we are placing 40, 40 is placed here and the rear points here. And if we are placing 50, the 50 is placed here and the rear points here. So clearly the queue is full. So whenever the rear value which is equal to the size of the queue, then the queue is full. So this simple logic for insertion what we need to use. So whenever the rear value, so here the condition what we need to do is whenever the rear value which is equal to the capacity, then we display that the queue is full. So this simple the logic for insertion. So here we can go on inserting the elements into the queue until the capacity is equal to rear. Now let us see how to write the logic for the delete queue. Remember one thing, when you want to delete an element from the queue, deletion takes place only from the front end. So now let us see the second option, second case, that is a delete queue. So here we are writing the logic for the delete queue method. No input, but it is returning some output. That's why the return type we have written as integer, because it is going to return the integer value. Suppose if you want to delete an element from the queue, then we need to check whether the queue is empty or not. Because if the queue is empty, then we cannot delete an element from the queue. So in case of deletion, if on some condition, we need to print that the queue is empty. So we cannot perform the deletion of an operation of an element from the queue if it is empty. And we cannot perform the deletion operation because the queue is empty. So very clearly, whenever the front and rear values which are equal to 0, then the queue will be empty. So here we need to write the condition front is equal to rear. Else, first we need to directly we are deleting the element and printing the message about the element being deleted by using printf delete element %d queue of front. So next what we have to do is we need to shift all the elements. So we need to shift all the elements. So how we shift? is by using the for loop. So once after deleting, we need to shift all the elements. How we shift means we shift by using the for loop. So we need to shift for first location. We mean first location means front plus 1. So the I value will be equal to 1. The I value, if it is less than rare, I plus plus we have to do. So how we shift? Simply the qi value will be stored into the q of I minus 1. So q of I value will be stored into the q of I minus 1. After that, we need to do rare minus minus. So this is the logic for deletion. Next, let us write the logic for the traverse function, that is case 3. That is nothing but displaying the elements, all the elements that are being present in the queue. Now let us write the logic for the traverse function. So the traverse function, it is not taking any input nor returning any output. So no arguments and no return type. So void traverse. And here the same story repeats. If the front value is equal to rare value, so if the condition is satisfied, we need to print that the queue is empty. Else, we need to declare one variable which is of type integer and print the queue elements, whatever that are being present in the queue. So for I is equal to 0, I less than rare value, I plus plus, incrementing the value of I once after printing the queue, we can print the from 0th element to the until the value becomes up to the rare value. So this is the logic for implementation of the queue. Now let us write the program. So here, whatever the code we have seen, that code already I have written here. Okay. So here, if you can see the logic, hash include stdio.h, hash include stdlib.h, because we are using exit of 0. Then we have defined the preprocessor macro capacity whose size is 5, and we have passed that macro into this particular variable. And initially the front value and rare value, they are initiated to 0. We are using the variable item, so item I have defined. And these are the prototypes. So void insert queue function I am using, int delete queue function, void traverse function. So these are the prototypes what we need to define before the main function. And here, if you can see, we are printing insert, delete, traverse, quit, enter your site ch, and that I'm presenting in the while loop because I want to do infinite number of times until I enter the quit. I want to repeat the conditions. So here, using the switch case, I have developed the logic, and if you can see all these things we have discussed. After the case 1, we have used the break. After the case 2, we have used the break. After the case 3, we have written break. So if you are not going to use the break statement, so what it will do, the switch statement will get continued. So to come out of that after performing that case, to come out, we need to use the break. So what the break will do? The break will come from the switch loop only. Then we have written the function void insert queue. So if rare value is equal to capacity, we are printing the queue is full, else we are taking that element into the queue and printing that element. Then after, we are incrementing the rare plus plus rare value. This is the delete operation, checking whether the queue is empty or not. If the queue is empty, we are printing the value that's saying that the queue is empty. So here, sorry, it is queue. So queue is empty. Else, what we are doing, we are deleting the elements, and we are shifting the elements by using the for loop. Next, traverse function we have written. In the traverse function, if the queue is empty, we are displaying that the queue is empty. Else, we are printing all the elements that are being present in the queue. So this is the logic for implementation of the queue. Now let us debug the program. So here we have no errors in the program, no syntax and semantic errors. So let us start running the program. So start. So first one is insert, delete, traverse queue, enter your choice. Because the queue is empty, first element I have entered 1, the element is 10, say. Now again I am entering second element, so my choice is 1, and I have entered the element 20, and again my choice is 1, but I am inserting one more element, that is third element, and the third element is 30, and again I am entering one more choice 1, and entering the fourth element, that is 40. So my choice is again 1, and my fifth element is 50, so that is been entered. So 50 is inserted into queue, 40 is inserted into queue. Now my size, my capacity in the program I have taken it is 5, and already I have inserted the 5 elements. Now again if I try to insert the element, let us see what will happen. So when I try to insert another, enter the element into the queue. So suppose say I would like to enter the element 60 into the queue. So then the message what it is typing is queue is full. So let us check whether this 60 is being inserted into the queue or not. So what are the different elements that what are being present in the queue? So for that, let me use the traverse function, call the traverse function 3. So the queue elements are 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So the 60, since the queue is full, it is not being inserted. Now let us see the delete function. So I have entered the 2. So what element will get deleted? The deletion takes place in the queue at the front end. So 10 will be deleted. So it will place a deleted element 10. Now again, let me see whether the 10 is being deleted in the queue or not. So for that, what I am doing? I am using traverse function. So here if you can see, the 10 is got deleted. So we have elements 20, 30, 40, and 50. Now if I insert the next element, the queue is empty because it is having only 4 elements are there in the queue. Now suppose if I again try to insert the element, say the same 10 I want to insert, to see how it will be. Enter, insert queue function is 1, enter the element, I have entered 10. So now if you can see, 10 is inserted into the queue. So let us see how the values. So 20, 30, 40, 50, then 10 need to be there. So 3. So here the queue is 20, 30, 40, 50, 10. Suppose if I am typing other than 1, 2, 3, 4, suppose I have typed 89. So it is displaying a message saying that invalid input. Suppose if I type 4, entered the option 4. So exited normally. So in a normal way, we have exited the program. So this is the implementation of the queue program. Thank you. Thank you one and all. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the latest notifications. For online classes, please contact me at 94944707995. Thank you.